If you're over 60 and that nagging sciatica discomfort is making everyday movements feel harder than they should, you're not alone. Many in our age group find gentle, targeted movements can bring noticeable comfort and help you stay active with more ease. Today, let's explore the only 3 exercises you might need to feel more like yourself again. This video is for educational and informational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Lie on your back on a comfortable mat, or even your firm bed if getting down to the floor feels tricky today. Many folks over 60 prefer starting right there for extra support and less strain on the joints. Bend both knees so your feet rest flat, about hip-width apart, giving your lower back a natural gentle curve that feels stable and safe rather than arched or flattened too much. Take a slow, easy breath in through your nose, letting your belly rise softly. Then exhale through your mouth to help your body settle and release any initial tension you might be holding in your shoulders or hips. Now focus on just one leg at a time to keep things controlled and avoid overwhelming your spine. Slowly draw your right knee upward toward your chest using both hands. Place them gently behind your thigh or around the front of your shin, whichever spot feels more secure and doesn't tug uncomfortably on your knee joint. Move with intention, not speed. Think of guiding the knee rather than yanking it, stopping the moment you sense a mild, pleasant stretch along your lower back, into your hip, or even down toward the glute area where that sciatic pathway often feels tight. The goal here is never to push into sharp or shooting sensations. If anything starts to feel pinchy, burning, or worse than a gentle pull, simply ease off right away and find a smaller range that still offers some release. Once your knee is positioned comfortably close, hold steady for 20 to 30 seconds while continuing to breathe deeply and evenly. Inhale to expand your rib cage. Exhale to soften around the stretch. Many people notice a subtle decompression feeling in the lower spine as the hip flexor and lower back muscles lengthen, just enough to create a bit more space around the area where the sciatic nerve travels. Your opposite left leg stays relaxed with the foot planted, knee bent, helping anchor your pelvis so it doesn't twist or lift off the surface unintentionally. If keeping the straight leg fully extended feels too intense on the hamstring or back, you can keep that knee slightly bent too. No need to force perfection. After the hold, gently lower the right leg back down in a slow, controlled way, letting the foot settle flat again before pausing for a breath or two to notice any shift in how your body feels. Then repeat the same careful process on the left side, bringing that knee in with the same gentle hands, same mindful breathing, and same attention to stopping at mild stretch only. Alternate sides smoothly, perhaps doing 3 to 5 rounds per leg depending on what feels nourishing rather than tiring. Some days you might linger longer on one side if it seems to respond more noticeably, always tuning into your body's quiet feedback. This movement encourages a bit of flexion in the lumbar spine, which can help ease pressure in places where tight muscles or minor joint stiffness might contribute to that familiar discomfort radiating down the leg. Over consistent gentle practice, maybe morning and evening when stiffness tends to build, the lower back and hips often start feeling looser. Movements like getting out of a chair or walking short distances become smoother, and that everyday comfort gradually returns without dramatic effort. Keep your head resting supported on a small pillow if your neck prefers it, arms relaxed when not holding the leg, and jaw soft so tension doesn't creep upward. Still lying comfortably on your back from the previous stretch, with both knees bent and feet planted flat on the floor about hip-width apart, take a moment to notice how your lower back naturally has a small space or gentle arch beneath it. This is completely normal and actually provides a helpful starting point for what comes next. Place your arms relaxed by your sides, palms facing down if that feels good, or rest them on your belly to help you tune in more closely to the subtle movements you're about to create. Begin by focusing your attention on your abdominal area without holding your breath or tensing your shoulders. Imagine gently drawing your belly button inward toward your spine as if you're trying to create a little more contact between your lower back and the surface beneath you. This simple action engages your deep core muscles in a very mild way, encouraging your pelvis to tilt slightly backward so that the natural curve in your lower spine flattens out just enough to press more evenly against the mat, bed, or floor. You might feel your tailbone area subtly lifting or your hips rocking ever so gently backward. That's exactly the gentle pelvic tilt we're aiming for, nothing forceful or exaggerated. Hold this light contraction for about 5 seconds while continuing to breathe smoothly and naturally. Inhale through your nose to fill your lungs without pushing out your belly too much. Then exhale softly through your mouth to help maintain that gentle engagement. Many people over 60 notice a pleasant sense of stability spreading through the lower back and pelvis during this hold, as the abdominal muscles provide quiet support to the spine and help take some pressure off areas where the sciatic nerve pathway can feel irritated from prolonged sitting or standing. Avoid gripping with your glutes too tightly or pushing through your feet. The effort should come primarily from the core, keeping everything calm and controlled so your body learns better awareness of neutral alignment over time. After the 5-second hold, slowly release the contraction, allowing your lower back to return to its natural gentle curve with a full, easy breath. Let the belly soften and the pelvis settle back to where it started without any sudden drops or jerks. Pause here for a second or two to observe any subtle differences. Perhaps the lower back feels a touch warmer, looser, or more connected to the rest of your body. Then repeat the process another 8 to 10 times, moving at your own comfortable pace. Some days you might do fewer if energy feels lower, or linger a bit longer on the hold if it brings noticeable ease without strain. This exercise builds gentle strength in the deep abdominal muscles that support your lumbar spine, promotes better posture awareness, and encourages small but meaningful mobility in the pelvis, which over consistent practice can contribute to reduced tension around the lower back and hips where sciatica discomfort often lingers. It's especially forgiving for our age group because it stays close to the ground, requires no equipment beyond your body weight, and lets you adjust the intensity simply by how firmly you draw the belly in. Start softer if you're new to it or recovering from a flare-up, gradually increasing as confidence grows. Keep your neck relaxed with the head resting naturally, perhaps on a thin pillow for extra comfort, jaw unclenched, and shoulders dropped away from your ears so the movement stays isolated to the midsection. With regular gentle sessions, perhaps twice a day when you first wake or before bed, this foundational move often helps everyday activities like bending to tie shoes or standing from a chair feel smoother and less guarded, supporting that overall sense of ease and mobility we all want to maintain as the years go by. Sit comfortably in a sturdy, armless chair that feels stable and secure under you. Ideally one without wheels, or one where the wheels are locked so it stays put as you move. Scoot toward the front edge, just enough to give your legs room to position without sliding back too far, keeping both feet flat on the floor about hip-width apart to start, which helps maintain balance and prevents any unnecessary strain on your knees or lower back. Take a couple of slow, deep breaths to settle in, letting your shoulders drop away from your ears and your jaw stay soft so tension doesn't build up higher in your body before we even begin. Focus first on one side to keep the movement controlled and easy to manage. Gently lift your right ankle and place it over your left thigh, resting it just above the knee, so your right knee points outward and your legs form that classic figure 4 shape. Many people over 60 find this cross position already creates a mild opening in the hip without needing to do much more at first. If crossing fully feels tight or your hip protests right away, simply rest the ankle higher on the thigh, or even keep both feet flat and cross at the ankles for a gentler entry. The key is finding a spot where you sense subtle awareness in the glute and outer hip area without any sharp or shooting feelings down the leg. Once positioned, sit tall with your spine lengthened. Imagine a string gently pulling the crown of your head upward toward the ceiling to help keep your posture neutral, and avoid rounding forward through the upper back. Place your hands comfortably on your thighs or let them rest in your lap. Some prefer lightly holding the crossed knee for extra support without pushing down hard. Now hinge forward slowly from your hips, leading with your chest rather than collapsing or rounding your spine. Think of folding at the crease where your legs meet your torso, keeping the back straight as you lean just enough to feel a comfortable, mild stretch deepen in the right glute, outer hip, and perhaps along the side of your buttock where that piriformis muscle sits close to the sciatic nerve pathway. Breathe steadily through the hold. Inhale to lengthen your spine a bit more. Exhale to soften and allow the stretch to settle without forcing it. Aim for 20 to 30 seconds, or start with 10 to 15 if that's more approachable on days when stiffness feels higher. You should notice a gentle release or warming sensation rather than any increase in discomfort, numbness, or tingling. If anything feels off, simply ease back upright right away and reduce the forward lean next time. Many in our age group appreciate how this seated approach avoids getting down to the floor while still targeting the deep hip rotators that often contribute to that familiar radiating tightness when they've been sitting for long periods or after walking. After the hold, slowly return to an upright seated position with control. Uncross your legs and let both feet rest flat again for a moment to notice any shift. Perhaps the right hip feels a touch more open or the lower back less guarded. Then repeat the entire process on the left side. Cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Sit tall, hinge forward gently from the hips, hold with easy breathing, and release slowly. Alternate sides smoothly, maybe doing 2 to 4 rounds per leg, depending on how your body responds that day. Listen closely to your signals and stop or adjust if anything beyond mild stretch appears. This gentle movement helps encourage length and release in the piriformis and surrounding glute muscles, which can quietly support better space around the sciatic nerve pathway for many people, making transitions like standing up from a chair or getting in and out of the car feel a little smoother over time with regular, mindful practice. Keep your neck relaxed, gaze forward or slightly down, and hands light so the effort stays focused in the hips rather than gripping elsewhere. On warmer days or after a short walk, the stretch might feel even more inviting as circulation flows better. Stand comfortably behind a sturdy chair that won't slide away. Place it on a non-slip surface or against a wall if needed for extra security. Then rest both hands lightly on the backrest to give yourself steady support without gripping too tightly. Start with feet together or slightly apart for balance. Shoulders relax down away from your ears, and gaze forward so your neck stays in a neutral, comfortable position rather than straining upward or downward. Focus on one leg at a time to keep everything gentle and manageable. Slowly extend your right leg forward, placing your heel on the floor directly in front of you with toes pointing upward. This keeps the stretch targeted along the back of the thigh while avoiding any lockout at the knee that might feel unstable. Keep the right leg as straight as feels safe. If a slight bend in the knee allows better balance or reduces any pull in the lower back, that's perfectly fine and often preferred by many over 60 who find fully straight intensifies things too much initially. With your weight primarily on the left standing leg, which remains softly bent at the knee for shock absorption and stability, begin to hinge forward gently from your hips. Think of pushing your sitting bones backward while lengthening through the crown of your head to maintain a straight, neutral spine from tailbone to neck. Lean only as far as you need to feel a mild, comfortable stretch along the back of the extended right thigh. The sensation should stay pleasant and releasing, never sharp, burning, or radiating further down the leg. If it does, simply reduce the forward lean or bring the heel closer. Breathe deeply and evenly throughout the hold. Inhale to fill your belly and ribs softly. Exhale to allow the hamstring muscles to relax a little more into the stretch, perhaps noticing a subtle lengthening with each breath cycle. Aim for 20 to 30 seconds, starting shorter if your balance feels wobbly or the stretch arrives quickly. Your hands stay lightly on the chair for reassurance, adjusting grip as needed without pulling yourself forward aggressively. Many people in our age group appreciate how this standing variation lets you control depth easily while building gentle confidence and balance. And over time, it often helps loosen tightness in the hamstrings that can tug on the pelvis and contribute to that familiar sciatica pathway discomfort during longer walks or after sitting. After the hold, slowly return to upright by bending the extended leg and bringing the foot back beside the other, pausing for a breath to notice any warmth or openness in the thigh before repeating the same careful steps on the left side. Extend the heel forward, hinge gently from the hips, hold with steady breathing, and release smoothly. Alternate sides mindfully, perhaps 2 to 4 rounds per leg, depending on how your body feels that session. Some days one side might need more attention if it's tighter from daily habits like driving or favoring one hip. Keep movement slow to protect joints, avoid bouncing or pulsing into the stretch, and always prioritize stability. If standing balance feels challenging, you can modify it by keeping the extended foot closer or even using a higher support like a countertop. With patient regular practice, maybe after meals or during short breaks throughout the day, this simple move frequently supports smoother strides, easier bending, and an overall lighter feeling in the lower back and legs as flexibility gradually improves without forcing anything. Remember to move slowly through each of these gentle exercises, treating your body with the same patience and kindness you would offer a good friend who is asking for a little extra care on a stiff morning. Speed has no place here. Rushing can create unnecessary tension or invite minor strains that set you back rather than help you forward. So let every transition, whether lifting a knee, tilting the pelvis, crossing an ankle, or extending a leg, happen at a calm, deliberate pace that feels entirely under your control. Breathe deeply and evenly the entire time. Inhale through your nose to quietly fill your lungs and expand your rib cage. Exhale through your mouth to release any subtle holding patterns you might notice in your shoulders, jaw, or lower belly. This steady breathing not only keeps oxygen flowing to the working muscles, but also acts as a built-in relaxation signal, helping your nervous system stay in a calmer state, so the stretches can settle more effectively without triggering protective tightness. Stop immediately if anything increases discomfort beyond that mild, warming stretch sensation we aim for. Sharp pain, shooting sensations down the leg, numbness, tingling that worsens, dizziness, or any feeling that says this isn't right deserves instant respect. Back off right away, return to neutral, comfortable position, take a few easy breaths, and either try a smaller range of motion next time or skip that particular movement for the day. Your body's signals are the most reliable guide. Honoring them builds trust and consistency far more than pushing through ever could. Many people over 60 discover that listening closely like this actually allows progress to happen more steadily because the routine stays enjoyable and sustainable rather than something that feels like a chore or a risk. Consider incorporating these 3 movements into your day 2 to 3 times when it suits your schedule best. Perhaps once in the morning to ease out of bed stiffness, once mid-afternoon to counteract sitting, and once in the evening to prepare for restful sleep. Start with shorter holds or fewer repetitions if you're just beginning or if a particular day feels lower energy, then gradually build as your confidence and comfort grow. You might find that doing them consistently, even at a modest level, brings noticeable differences over weeks. Smoother transitions when standing from chair, easier walking without that familiar tug, a bit more freedom when turning in bed, or simply waking up feeling less guarded in the lower back and hips. Above all, keep tuning in to your body's quiet feedback throughout and after each session. What feels nourishing today might need adjusting tomorrow, and that flexibility in approach is one of the greatest strengths of a gentle routine designed for our age. Pair the exercises with other supportive habits when you can, staying hydrated, moving a little every hour or so during the day, using a supportive chair with good lumbar contact, and getting enough restorative sleep all work together to amplify the benefits without adding complexity. If at any point you feel uncertain about form or notice changes in how your body responds, it's always wise to consult with a trusted healthcare professional, such as a physical therapist, who can offer personalized guidance tailored exactly to you. With this mindful, respectful approach, slow movements, attentive breathing, immediate respect for limits, and regular gentle practice, you give yourself the best possible opportunity to nurture comfort, maintain mobility, and enjoy more of the everyday activities that matter most as the years continue to unfold. If these gentle movements resonated with you and you'd like more simple, safe ideas tailored for our age group, please give the video a thumbs up and consider subscribing so you never miss the next one. Thank you for watching, and take good care of yourself.